Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for joining our webinar. My name is Craig Metcalfe, and I'm the Chief Product Officer at Illuminex AI. What I'd like to share with you today is how we at Illuminex AI see innovation on the airfield. And in particular, I'd like to share how technology can be used toward achieving operational excellence on the airfield. So we're doing this webinar through LinkedIn Live. This is a new format for us, and the way that we'll operate the webinar is we'll do about a 20-minute presentation, and then we'll follow that by about 10 minutes or so for questions at the end. Please, while the presentation is ongoing, add your questions into the chat at any time, and I'm happy to address those at the end. There's a little bit of a delay between my stream and what you see, and so having the questions in the chat is really helpful so that things can go more smoothly. So before I jump into the content, there's really three key takeaways that I'd like everyone to have. The first is that technology can enhance safety and efficiency on the airfield, and I will talk through some examples of this. The second is AI can be a powerful tool to support people in their work and to help people to do their jobs better. And lastly, human judgment and context remain essential for effective deployment of AI-based tools. So let me start by sharing a little bit about the Port of Rotterdam. It's one of the largest ports in the world, stretching over 42 kilometers. And it's not just a physical port anymore, but it's a digital one. They're embracing technology to prepare for a future where autonomous and intelligent logistics are commonplace. And so by digitizing their operations, they're aiming to improve safety and efficiency dramatically, using real-time data to make informed decisions. The port uses a large network of sensors to collect data, and they collect data on things like water levels, weather conditions, and infrastructure. And all of this data is then processed in a cloud-based IoT platform. So by creating a digital twin of the entire port, the digital twin allows them to direct ships along the safest and most efficient routes. And you can then realize benefits like reducing ship waiting time and increasing capacity without the need for physical expansion of the port. And while airfields haven't historically been early adopters of technology, we can still draw valuable lessons from the port example. Just as the port leverages data to improve its operations, a digital airfield can do the same. We can help our staff to work smarter, and by leveraging sensors to perceive the environment, by automatically logging data and then making use of that data in real time, airfields can redefine operational excellence. So let's dig into the three components that we see as being important within a digital airfield. The first component, like in the Port of Rotterdam example, we need to make use of sensors to perceive the environment. Sensors are a source of consistent and reliable data. They don't get distracted or tired. And that's important because we need reliable data if we're going to use it to make decisions that improve safety and efficiency on the airfield. Sensors will help our inspectors to focus on driving safely, on driving the inspection vehicle to minimize runway downtime, all while serving as an aid to help and improve the detection accuracy. The second component is that the data captured by these sensors need to be logged automatically and then available to use. And that's important because not only does automated data reduce errors, it makes your staff's job easier. I haven't met any ground staff that want to log data, and so automated logging is a significant improvement. The third component is having the data available in a centralized location so that we can do useful things. For example, when inspectors log FOD today, they'll stop and pick it up if needed, and then they'll log the details after they're off the runway. But those details, they don't have precise locations or descriptions of what was found. And so by doing it this way, we really are losing out on information. If you can instead log where things are found and what was found, then you can start to recognize patterns and identify root causes, and that will help you to improve safety and operational efficiency. Last year, we presented our vision for the airfield of tomorrow alongside a group of partners. So we envisioned a future where airfields are connected, autonomous, intelligent, and fully integrated. And in order to bring that vision to life, we demonstrated a cutting-edge perimeter security solution. This combined the Cisco's ultra-reliable wireless backhaul for reliable network connectivity. We took advantage of, or we collaborated with Honda and their autonomous work vehicle to patrol the perimeter. We had Illuminex AI's inspection system, which processed video and LiDAR data to detect damage to both fencing and fence signage. And Team Eagle collaborated with their AirOps software for automatically logging any discrepancies found. And what I think is really exciting about this is that the use of technology at the perimeter is really just the tip of the iceberg in terms of how we can realize this vision. And we don't have to wait until tomorrow because it's happening today. So just like in the port of Rotterdam, they didn't have to wait for ships to become autonomous in order to embrace technology. We don't have to wait for a fully autonomous vehicles to become commonplace on the airfield. We can start building a digital airfield today. Okay, so here is how we see redefining inspections in general so that we can collect data and use that data to our advantage. The first thing we need to do is to automate detections. There's no need to wait for autonomous vehicles. As I've mentioned, you can attach sensors directly to your existing fleet of inspection vehicles in order to assist inspectors in automatically detecting FOD, day or night, rain or shine. You can have, for example, a tablet interface in the cab of the vehicle. This can show the real-time inspection results and then provide alerts to the inspector when an issue needs to be addressed immediately. All detections can be logged automatically and sent to a cloud platform where that data can be available for use. One way to use this data is to visualize it in a heat map. So here's an example where you could select, say, a time period, and you can visualize all FOD events by location, and then it starts to tell a story. You can find hotspots that are indicative of regions where the paved surface, say, is degrading more rapidly than elsewhere. Or instead of FOD, you could simultaneously be inspecting paved surfaces, where you can start to visualize where regions have cracks that are progressing more rapidly than elsewhere. And then you can start to, it starts enabling you to be more strategic about what your maintenance schedule is, so you can fix issues before they become an expensive problem or a more expensive problem. So to put this approach into action, we've developed InspectX AI. InspectX AI is an industry-agnostic inspection platform, and what that means is that the platform can accept data from sensors. So these are sensors like video cameras, thermal cameras, LiDAR, and all these for perception, and you can pair that with GPS for location of discrepancies. Then the platform processes that data in real time in order to perform inspections. And once inspections are made, details on what is found can be sent to our InspectX cloud platform, where we can start visualizing and analyzing data in order to start improving safety and efficiency of the processes that we're expecting. The way that this platform becomes application specific is through the use of our detectors. So today we have detectors for foreign object and debris, and detectors for perimeter intrusion detection. So we can detect damage to perimeter fencing and the presence of unauthorized people or wildlife on an airfield, for example. So I'll play an example of our FOD AI detector. This example, we went out on a taxiway at an airport. We deliberately placed about 50 pieces of debris in rows along the taxiway. And you can see that when those debris come into the field of view, the FOD AI detector is able to identify them. And not only that, but it can log information about the time and location and some details about what was detected and sends that to InspectX Cloud. So I'll play an example of what that console looks like. This can be logged in from anywhere, this cloud platform. Once you have the inspection data into the cloud platform, which happens in real time over the course of an inspection, you can then begin to visualize the detection events by location and that data starts to tell a story. And so you can identify, as I've mentioned, regions of frequent FOD occurrence that might tip you to what the root cause of that is and allows you to put processes in place to mitigate future occurrence. Okay, so with that, it's not a stretch then to consider using inspection data together with live airfield data, such as what I'm showing here, which is aircraft and ground vehicle movements. This video shows a map of such data where I've sped the video up a fair bit to make it easier to see what's going on. Now, this live map shows aircraft and vehicle movements from ADS-B broadcast data. You could imagine an example where, say, a FOD inspection had occurred and a fuel cap was detected and retrieved. The detection details would have been automatically logged according to the time and location that the item was discovered. And having that data together with aircraft movements would then allow you to have easy access to the data needed in order to quickly narrow down which aircraft that part could have come from, for example. So when thinking about innovation on the airfield, traditionally when faced with problems, the solution has often been large capital-intensive infrastructure. If we think of fences, avian radar, legacy FOD detection systems as examples, today we can see AI-based technology offering a more flexible and cost-effective alternative. If we focus on fences for a moment, the two photos that I'm showing here are both airport security fencing, but they frankly look like they could be from a maximum security prison. They're both, as I mentioned, airport security fences, but they're rather imposing and expensive assets. So imagine instead of 10-foot high razor wire fences, what if instead we continuously patrolled and monitored the perimeter with an autonomous vehicle? We then equipped that vehicle with AI and an automated response system. That vehicle could detect intrusions from people or wildlife and immediately alert security personnel. So in that scenario, perhaps we might not need such imposing and expensive fences as an example. We believe that sensors can be deployed on any vehicle. So this is whether they are ground-based vehicles or aerial vehicles. And as sensor technology continues to advance, we think every vehicle will be equipped with sensors, and when paired with AI inspection software, can really be used to enhance safety and efficiency on the airfield. So I've talked a bit about using AI. And the way that I've talked about it is using it as a tool. And what that means is that AI works best when it complements human decision making. It really enhances humans' abilities rather than replacing humans, and it allows us to be more efficient and effective without losing the human touch. If you look at the Gartner hype cycle that I'm showing here, I think it's a good way to understand the evolution of AI technologies. from early innovation through to mainstream adoption. So once a technology moves past the initial hype and begins to approach the plateau of productivity, its limitations are better understood and it starts delivering real practical value. If we look at the use of AI on airfields, such as computer vision and intelligent applications that I've been speaking about, they're already well into productive use in other industries. Their limitations are known, and more importantly, they are proven use cases and demonstrate clear returns on investment. So to get the most out of deploying AI solutions, you want them to be as general and as flexible as possible. So as an example, the AI solution that you are adopting, it needs to be as general as possible. You want, for example, the FOD AI detector to work at any airport, at any runway, at any time of year and time of day, and not just to be developed or tuned to one specific runway at one airport, in certain specific conditions. When you narrow the solution like that, the product becomes difficult to support and less valuable to you in the long run. And so you really want to make sure that you're developing generalized, as generalizable as possible AI-based technologies. The last thing I have is that I really would like to emphasize that when we talk about complex environments, people absolutely have a role to play when we're developing and deploying AI-based solutions. AI is great at processing a large amount of data quickly and consistently, and people are great at providing context and judgment. So together, they can create a balanced and efficient inspection process where each complement each other's strengths. And I like to think of this as using the Swiss cheese model of layered defenses. And really, this is where people, processes, and AI tools form 3 defense layers. Each layer has holes, which are potential gaps where issues can slip through. But if you layer these defenses together, then they reinforce one another and reduce the chance of errors occurring. So imagine we're inspecting a runway. AI might detect debris or unexpected objects like a bird resting on the surface, and it would flag that as FOD. By the time you drive by, however, the bird may have flown away, and so by having a human in the vehicle, you're able to get a quick assessment, mark that as a false positive, and avoid unnecessary disruptions. So with human oversight, the system might trigger an alert, leading without human oversight, I should say. The system could instead trigger an alert, which might require you to close the runway down to go and investigate, all the while, in this case, the bird would have already flown away. So I think this highlights the synergy of AI and human judgment. AI enhances speed and accuracy, while people provide situational awareness that prevents delays. It's a two-way street. So AI helps people to do their jobs better, and people ensure that that system works efficiently by applying the right level of context and judgment. So with that, I really want to thank everyone for attending. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to hear our vision of Airfield innovation. And I would be more than happy to address any questions. Please do post those in the chat. And there is a bit of a delay by the time you post the chat to when you will see my answer. But I am happy to take any questions. So I will hang out for a little bit more. And if you have questions, please do post them in the chat. You can also reach me, Craig Metcalfe, at any time. I've included my phone number and email here. And you can check out our website at Illuminex.ai. Well, it doesn't seem like we are getting questions. That's okay. I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream. So once again, thank you very much for joining, and until next time.